Hey everybody, Matt Geary here for Geek Pride, bringing you your epic wargamers, something I've been working on for the last month, 2 months, and I think it's finally done. For everybody who's watching this and isn't into Warlord Games Epic Battles Waterloo, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about, but if you are, and you should be, because it's an awesome game, then I have created an army builder with some rules references on there for everybody to use, because as much as the game is great, there isn't an army builder, and the rulebook can be somewhat problematic, to say the least, when it comes to trying to find things quickly. So I've hopefully sorted that out. Now, it is pretty low-tech. It is only a spreadsheet. I didn't want to go into VBA coding because it can be quite temperamental. It's old tech itself, so I just left it at the simple spreadsheet with tabs that people can use, and obviously there's certain parts of it you can print out and have on your person when you need to refer to them when you're playing games. So, first up, we have an intro page, which is basically a bit of a please like my socials. We don't always do. We do mainly sort of podcasts, and we do D&D things, and we do some wargaming, generally online stuff. But we haven't done many sort of tabletop battle reports. But that is something we're looking into doing in the future. But if you like podcasts and you like D&D and you like sort of general nerdiness, then please give one of our socials a like and a share or a follow. It would be greatly appreciated for using this for frees. But yes, I've also added in some assumptions based on the rulebook. I've got Epic Battles campaign and the 100-day supplement. So that's there. You can have a read at your leisure. Then we can go into the army builder itself, which is down here. Some of you may have seen this from the posts I've put on the Epic Battles Facebook group, but it's pretty straightforward, I hope. I've got it so you're not going to be able to delete things by mistake. As you can see, you can't change things, so you should only be able to do certain things on here without messing it all up for everybody. But what you're going to do is you're going to put your points in. So this is obviously for points battles. I appreciate that a lot of the historical wargamers are very much not into the whole points battling thing, but coming from Warhams, I kind of like having points battles, and to be fair, from gaming, sort of historical gaming back in the day, I kind of like having balanced games. Me and my brother have always played points games in all the different types of war games we've played. Points games, so it's balanced, and yeah, I think it's a good angle, and it might, who knows, get some of the Warhams peeps involved as well, because they do like a points battle. But anyway, if you choose to use points, this will be your go-to, hopefully. So you put in your points here. We'll say 1,000 points up here. Boosh. It will give you down here your support points limit. It's your main army points limit. Your allies. Now your allies will be very dependent on what faction you choose. Obviously, if you're British, you can have 500 points of support and 500 points of allies, and you can have 2 sets of engineers. If you don't know what engineers are, it's in the 100 Days campaign book. If you're the French, on the other hand, so we'll go down here, you can only have 250 points of allies, which are your Imperial Guard, because they're pretty nails, but you can have up to 4 sets of engineers per 1,000 points. Obviously, if you put out the 2,000 points, these increase. So we'll say we'll stick with British. We'll stay at 1,000 points. This is your commander-in-chief. You're going to choose that. We have some named ones here. Then we have some generic ones here as well, depending on what you want to choose. They've all been pointed. I've gone through and added points as best I could. So if you had the Duke of Wellington, he's going to cost you 60 points. He's going to have your command ratings 9 plus 1 for attack. He's decisive. He gets 3 attacks in defense. He also gets to choose the side of the battlefield. You can, if you really wanted to, add in additional traits here. You could add an aggressive if you really wanted to, and that will increase the points there, so 65. Or you can just take it out, or you could have a generic general, so +9, and then you could just cater it as you wish, so decisive and aggressive maybe, and it increases the points there. There we go. We'll keep it at a generic one for now. You can have divisional commanders. Again, that's up to you. If you have bigger games, then you can have a general, divisional commander, and then your brigade commanders. Again, you can choose as you wish. And then you have your brigades themselves. So your first brigade, you need to choose what it's going to be. Now, I appreciate if you're in a British one, you're not going to have French and Imperial Guard, but with the amount of formulas and things that have gone throughout this whole thing, the idea of adding in additional rules to stop this when it could just be a case of choosing it yourself, so just put in what is relevant to your faction. So if you're British, you're only going to be choosing British, Brunswick, Dutch, Belgian. If you are French, you're only going to be doing French Army, Imperial Guard. But I guess if you're just doing a what if or something, you could have whatever you want. I guess it's up to yourselves, whatever you wish. But for the sake of this, we're going to go for a British brigades. They are going to be a main brigade. So you've got main, support, and allied. We can only have 500 points of support brigades, and we can only have 500 points of allied brigades. So we're going to go for a main one here. We're going to choose a brigade commander. He's only going to be an 8+1. So 8+1, he's got no generic general traits. He's 25 points. We're going to give him decisive as well, so he's 35 points. We are then, because he's British, going to go down to your units here, and it will give us a list of all the units we can choose. Now, this list of units can also be seen boosh here. I've got them all down in their colours and everything. I've taken a few liberties in that I've based a lot of this on what the rules are from the 100 Days campaign book. Therefore, most battalions will be large, standard, or small, with skirmishing battalions or companies, I guess, can be large, standard, small, or tiny, as you can see here for the riflemen, which might not be historically accurate, but you've got your options there. It is pointed. Points wise, you've got them here. It's got the type of what the type is there, their grades. So if they're riflemen, they're light infantry, their guard, etc., their weapon, which is over here. Then you have this, which you will see across this entire spreadsheet, which is 9 inches, 18 centimeters, or 18 inches, and that's not, you use all of those. In Epic Battles Waterloo, you have an option to half all distances. So in this case, the range of the muskets are either 9 inches if you've halved it, 18 centimeters if you've changed it all to centimeters, or if you're just keeping it full fat, 18 inches. So it gives you that option. The same with movement of 6 inches for infantry, 12 centimeters for infantry if you're using centimeters, or 12 inches if you're using full fat. Then you have their hand-to-hand combat, their shooting, their morale, their stamina, and then you have some of their special rules. There are generic special rules, which I will get on to. Anyway, back to the army builder. So we are going to choose, I don't know, for example, we're going to have a large section of foot guards. We're not going to give them any upgrades. We are going to have another set of large foot guards. Now, there's obviously limits based on what you can and cannot have in each army, like a force organization chart, and that is over here. So because they're British, it will come up and give you what you can have. So you can have 1+ infantry brigade, 2 to 4 line battalions, 1 battalion can be light, 1 battalion can be highland, 1+ battalion of rifles, and this will sort of keep you in check with what you can have within your army. hopefully. And that changes depending on if you've got, so if I change that to, for example, French, that will change here. There you go. So 3 to 7 line battalions. So that changes depending on the faction as well. So that'll help you out, hopefully, as well. So back to British. Okay, so we've got Foot Guards battalion. Foot Guards brigade. Our second brigade. Actually, they've got to be support. Just realised. Foot Guards cannot be a main. They are a support. They are a support brigade. So they will go over 225 points in support section. So support points 175, sorry, my bad, 175, which is shown up here because of my general as well. So yeah, so we've got a support brigade of Foot Guards, obviously, because we can only have, so if we go down to guards, 2 Foot Guards, so 0 to 1 guards if 2 British or KGL infantry brigades. So I have to have 2 support brigades of 2 main brigades of British infantry to be able to have them. So in fact, I'm going to change this to main. I'm going to change these guys just down to line infantry. So they're going to be medium, line infantry, line infantry. I'm going to put in a Highland infantry, because you can have 1 Highland for every 2, I think. Let me just check over here. 1 battalion can be Highlands. Yes, to the line. Yeah, so I can have one of them being. So I can have 3. And then we're going to add in some rifles as well. We're going to have some medium rifles there. So we've got 2 line battalions. And we're going to stick that down as medium as well. 1 Highland infantry, medium. 1 medium rifle set over there as well. And then we're going to do the same over here. British, it's going to be main. We're going to give ourselves a level 8-1 brigade commander, and then we're just going to control V that over there. So we've got 2 brigades of line infantry at the same. We can now then have our 3rd brigade of guards, and that points wise is currently 488 points. Support, we have no support at the minute, which is good. So we are going to have a British support brigade. We're going to have a British general at 8+1. We are going to give ourselves some Foot Guards, large, because why not? That's 140 points. 140 plus 25, 165 points. And then as you can see up here, that is our support brigade's 165 points. So for 1,000 points, we can now have 335 points extra. Oh, one thing I also forgot, artillery. So we can have a artillery battery. So let's see, 0 to 1 artillery battery per 4 infantry battalions can be moved. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not 100% sure if you can count. They are technically a rifle battalion, so yeah, we're going to do that anyway. Again, it's up to yourselves how you want to play it. But we're going to have a foot artillery, royal artillery. It'll be not horse artillery. Yes, it'll be royal artillery. Royal artillery battery. So that is 3 bases, as you can see over here. For them, and we're going to do the same for these guys. They're going to have some artillery support. Royal artillery over there. The guards are yeah, why not? No, we're not, because they can't. So we're going to have them as they are. 4th brigade, we're probably going to give ourselves some British support, and then we're going to give ourselves some cavalry, I think. So we're going to have some... We're going to have some light dragoons and hussars. We're going to have 2 sets of them. Light dragoons and hussars. And then we can see up here on our FOC, 0 to 2 light cavalry brigades per 3 infantry brigades. So we can have, well, that's currently just 1. So this is going to be a light cavalry brigade, and we can have 2 to 3 light cavalry regiments within each brigade. So that's going to be 1 brigade. We could have another one if we wished. We're going to keep it at 1. As for heavy cavalry, we can have 0 to 1 cavalry brigades, 1 per 3 infantry brigades. So we can have 1 set of dragoons, or we can have 1 set of household as well. So 1 to 2 household regiments, or 1 to 2 household regiments, which I guess means you can have Scots Greys or Blues and Royals as you wish. So we're going to have those, and then as we've got down here, we've already got household cavalry down here, which I forgot to delete. British support brigade, same again, and we got some household cavalry, which we're going to leave down there as it is, which gives us a total of 801 points. We've got 801 points, and you know, I'm not going to carry on boring you, but yeah, you can add that all up, and it gives you a view of what you have here. We can have up to 2 engineers we want, so we could make one of these guys engineers, which basically makes it easier. Oh, I've changed those to foot guards. I don't know why I put foot guards there. Like an infantry, that should be line, and that should be line. Boom. But yeah, so you can have engineers, which increases your ability to deal with buildings and strong points and such like that. You just have to press a yes or no, and that will upgrade it for you. But yeah, so you've added in all of your gubbins here, all that you need. You've checked your force organization charts, all good. You check that you're within points. If you're not within points here or here, these will flash red. And again, if you're over your allocated engineers, these will flash red, so you know if you're doing things wrong or not. But so you've filled out your army list. You know what you want. What do you do next? Well, you've got your army roster, and what happens is that drags everything across. So you now have who your commander is, your commander-in-chief, any divisional commanders you have. It then also has your brigades. It has all their main stats. So their hand-to-hand, their shooting, their morale, their stamina, any of their special rules. It also has generic special rules for the faction that's up here. So if it's British, the generic ones will come up here, and they will be British. If it's French, the French ones will come up here as well. And then you have some notes, just in case you want to write anything in the notes there. And you have your brigades, you have all your little bits and pieces that you need to fight a battle. You can then file prints, and you will come out with this, and that can be printed out. You can bring it with you, you can refer to it instead of flicking back and forth in the manual, which can be very annoying, I know very well. And yeah, that's that. Okay, so what else to show? Army rules restrictions. That is just a breakdown. Army rules and your restrictions, if you want to see them. That's what they are. That's where they come from. You've got a rules reference. In fact, I'll come back to the rules reference. You've got a quick reference, which is basically the black powder rules reference that they provided, and the I think that is the break tests. Then you've got the special rules, which are on page, can't remember what page, but yeah, you've got some tables there that you can refer to quickly instead of faffing around. You have national rules, so if you want to check what each rule for a different nations is, they're here. So you've got the Prussians there, Sorry, there's Brunswicks, and you've got Dutch Belgians, Prussians, and then you've got French over here, and that gives you their special rules if you just want to look at them at a glance. Again, you've got your unit stats here, which is pretty much every unit that's in the book here, and all their points, and all their types, and all their weapons, and all their ranges, and all their special rules as well, for ease. And then you have the rules reference, which is something you could potentially print out, though there are, I think, about 90 rules, but it's more if you want to search something quickly instead of faffing around with the book. If you've got like your iPhone with you, or your Android, or a tablet, you can search through this, and you can search it by type of rule, and then you can search it by your sub rule as well. So you can go through these, go down the list, find what you need to find. So if it's conditions, shaken, then it gives you what the thing is over here. Or if you're looking for commanders stuff, you have your rules here as well. This here, I need to change the I need to change some of the spacings in here because I've protected it. It's not showing everything, but I will resize this all for everybody so they have it. But yeah, that's that. It's got a long list of the rules, all the way from combat, commanders, formations, game setup. I've even got some house rules in here if people want some house rules, which I've got inspired from some of the guys from the group. We also have morale, movement, orders, pre-game shooting. What else have we got down here? Special rules, terrain, and weather. Obviously, if anybody has any additional ones they want to add in here, or if I've got something wrong, pretty sure I've got most of them bang on to what's within the rule book. But if for some reason I've got something wrong, or you think there should be an additional rule, even if it's a house rule, then let me know, and we can add that in simply enough. And yeah, that is it, ladies and gents. It's taken me a while. It is not the most high tech, though it is. It did take me a long time because there's a lot of formulas involved in this. Obviously, if you want to get rid of things, you need to delete them out, by the way. Otherwise, it's just going to stay. As you can see, that's gone to 5 because there's more support than it should be. Take those out. Take those out. And those out. Boosh. 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 Okay, so I think that is it. There's nothing else to show you. I hope that's useful. I hope you can make some sort of use of it. Again, I appreciate a lot of you may have zero interest in points games, but for those of us / you who enjoy having sort of even games and a bit more what's the word, a bit more regimented, when you're a bit more regimented with your rules, and you like to have things sort of kind of more set in stone, then it's all here for you, and you can take as you wish, pretty much. So yeah, there we go. If you like it, please do give one of the socials a follow and a like. Would be greatly appreciated, even if you don't see loads of Warlord game stuff on there, though hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be some videos going forward, maybe a how-to on how to play the game, and hopefully if I can persuade one of my friends, some battle reports as well, which would be quite nice. It's something I would like to do. But yeah, apart from that, I've been Matt Geary. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the website. Enjoy the army builder. Let me know if you've got any, if you see any errors, if you see anything that needs to be added to it. It's quite big, so there may be errors, so by all means, please bug report to me. Otherwise, enjoy, and I'll catch you all later.